So what is skilled performance? What if I told you it looked a bit like that, or like that, or like this, or even like this? Would you agree with me? Is that skillful performance? And if you do agree with me, by the way, my microphone's a bit far away. Let's try that. If you do agree with me, which I think you probably will, how do we describe that? And that's what we're going to spend a little bit of time on here. So what brings and unites these things together? Well, first of all, if we were describing the movements of these performers and these performances, we would say that they are fluent. Was that a word in your mind? If it wasn't, get it in there, okay? We are saying that the movements that these performers achieve are smooth. A great way of describing something, by the way, guys, is saying what it's not. So we can say that their performances are not jerky. I mean, think about that for a second. Think about watching someone who is unskilled. Their movements are kind of lumpy and jerky, right? Well, these people here in the shots that we've got, they're at this sort of elite end level performance, and therefore we get this nice smooth, non-jerky type performances. This one's an interesting one. I wonder if you know of these words. The performances are aesthetically, T there, pleasing. All right, do you know what that means? I think many of you will, but if you don't, it is referring to beauty, okay? And it is referring to what I would put inverted commas as correct. So let's have a look at this. You know, can we be bold enough to say, right, well, look, this kind of angle here and here and here and this shape here, it kind of gives a sort of aesthetic quality of beauty. I mean, look at the lines I've drawn on this jockey, for example. I'm not saying the lines are beautiful, but it feels correct, it feels accurate. Look at the straightness, different color. Look at the straightness through this performance here. Straight lines all the way through. There's a certain aesthetic quality and beauty to these performances, and that's what we mean with this concept. Let's take it a touch further. I'm just going to drag down slightly. We might just lose our title. I'll try not to lose the yellow text though. See if we do it. I will do it like that. Look, just that way. What about this one? What if I said to you that the movements were consistent, okay? And that would be a suggestion that, you know, if this character here, for example, or this shooter here, or it could be this person here dribbling the ball, if they're going to do that over a period of time, they will get a consistent output. And we sometimes use the word that the skill is predetermined, okay? Predetermined. In other words, the tendency for it to go the same way and be consistent is high. Other points, let's jump in with some pink. The performances are accurate. Now, of course, we could be really clear here and say, okay, it's quite likely that ball's going to and drop into the net. Okay, fine. It's accurate in that sense. But it's also accurate in the sense that this performer, I think female, I'm not sure, has placed the ski in exactly the right position, that this person's head is in the right position over the mass of the horse, that this person here is in perfect balance over that front foot, and so on and so on and so on. We have accurate performances all over this particular imagery. A little bit more, almost there. Performances are also goal directed. Okay, what does that mean, goal directed? Well, let's take our jockey as an example. Our jockey is in a streamlined position, meaning air is going to sort of flow over them as an object here. They're in the right position, they're low. They've managed also to get kind of their weight onto the front of the horse and on the front legs of the horse. That is to get the best possible performance. This person here, this player, has raised this ball as high as possible, giving this ball the best chance possible to drop in to that net. This person's arced her back to get low, to be near the ball, to be able to control it and to caress that ball as is necessary. It makes a lot of sense, right? So we've got this notion of goal directed. They're performing the way they are performing because they want the output that they need. And finally, guys, the performances are coordinated. And with coordination, a really nice way to think about this is that all of these performances are multi-limb. Almost all sports are, there are exceptions, but almost all sport performances are multi-limb. You have to look, think about this person coordinate this foot, this hand, the head position. Everything has to be coordinated together, and that's what makes these things difficult and hard to learn, and therefore impressive and even aesthetically beautiful when they are done well. Fluent, aesthetically pleasing, consistent, accurate, goal directed, and coordinated. Cheers.